to the bhajan. Okay, who? So first Sonakshi ji, then Tarun ji, then we can all take turns. Okay, Sonakshi ji.
Radha is the hope. Radha is
in the home.
in the forest.
Yes.
And she is both behind and before me. I worship the all-pervading Raja wherever she is present.
Hari Bol. I worship all pervading Radha ji wherever she is present. Thank you, Sonakshi ji. Very nicely read. Okay, Tarun ji is next.
Radha is on my tongue. Radha is in my ears. Radha is in my eyes and inside my heart. I worship Radha ji who is within the body
Of all. Very good. Very good, Tarun ji. I know when you chant Hare Krishna, Hare means Radha, so Radha comes and plays with Krishna in our tongue. Okay, that's why Radha is in my tongue, and when you hear that wonderful chanting, she's in your ears, and then she's inside our heart with Krishna. Okay, very good, Tarun ji. Who is reading number 3? Ashmita ji, would you please be able to read?
Okay. Radha is my puja. Radha is my mantra japa. Radha is my prayers. Radha is in my memory. And Radha is in my head. I worship that Radha ji.
Hari Bol, very nice. Ashmita ji. Ayana, would you like to read number 4?
I'm reading number 7.
That's okay, you can read both.
Oh, okay. Whenever I sing about the qualities of Radha. Everything I eat is Radha's prasada. Wherever I go, I always remember Radha. Radha is in the night. Radha is in the day. I worship that Radha ji.
Hari Bol. Thank you, Ayana. Okay, we can start again. So, Sonakshi ji, would you like to read number 5?
Yes. Radha is the sweetness which in anything that is sweet, of anything that is important. Radha is the most important, and of everything that is beautiful. Radha is the supreme beauty. I worship that Radha ji.
Hari Bol. Very nice, Sonakshi ji. Okay, Tarun ji.
Radha is an ocean of nectarian rasa. Radha is the flower bud of all good fortune. Radha is the foremost gopi of Braja. I worship that Radha.
Hari Bol. Very good. Nicely read. Okay. Ayana, read 7 and then Ashmita ji can read 8.
Okay. Because Radha's face is like a spotless lotus flower, she is known as Padma. She is worshipped by Brahma, who appeared on the lotus emanating from Vishnu's navel. And when she was first discovered by her father, she was resting upon a lotus. I worship that Radha ji.
Hari Bol. Very nice. We remember we discussed this pastime of Radharani appearing. There are 3 different pastimes, and one story was how she appeared in a 1,000-petaled lotus. Okay.
Also an egg.
Yes.
Also a golden
that
egg.
is the second story, and then the other one was how Putana had taken the babies from the mountain Vindhya. Okay. All right. So 8 is Ashmita ji. Please, Ashmita ji.
Radha is eternally immersed in Sri Krishna. Krishna is certainly always immersed in Radha. And Radha is the queen of Vrindavana. I worship that Radha ji.
Hari Bol. Thank you, Ashmita ji. Very nice. And we read that Radharani is the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the feminine form, and she's the energy of Krishna, and she's all spiritual bliss. So if we get a drop of her devotion for Krishna, our life will be purified, because she is the ocean of love for Krishna. Okay, 9. So Sonakshiji, would you like to read number 9?
Yeah. Radha's name is on the tip of my tongue. Radha's beautiful form is always before my eyes. The visions of Radha's fame are always in my ears, and Radha always resides in my mind.
Hari bol. Okay. Taranji dropped off, so maybe I'll read. Whoever regularly recites that with great care this prayer spoken by Sri Krishna will attain loving service for the feet of Sri Radha Krishna. Okay, last verse. Who would like to read? Okay, Ayana, can you read?
Okay, Srimati Radhika worships Sri Krishna in her heart and mind, and Krishna worships Srimati Radhika in his heart and mind. Sri Krishna attracts Radhika's heart and mind, and Radhika attracts Krishna's heart and mind. Whoever lovingly recites this prayer will become similarly attracted to the lotus feet of Sri Radha Krishna.
Hari bol. All right. And so which brings us to our topic for today. So before that, we'll do a quick recap of what we learned last class, right? So we started with this. Can anybody remember this story? First, we discussed about the wedding. Anybody remembers?
I do.
Okay.
A little. Wait, so was this isn't the wedding of Radha and Krishna, right?
No, so Radha and Krishna's wedding in Bandiravan by Brahmaji, that's a different pastime. This is also actually Radharani is getting married to Abhimanyu Gopa, or he's also called Ayan or Ryan, but that's actually Krishna himself, because it was during the Brahma Vimohana Leela where Krishna expanded as all the Gopa boys and the little calves. Right, and also the real Gopa is also the shadow incarnation of Krishna. So, so this is the wedding that happened, and Krishna and Radharani moved to a place called Yavat. You can see here. There is Nandagaon, Sanket, Barsana. We discussed Sanket where Krishna and Radha meets secretly. And then there is Yavat, is actually the place where Radharani is living with Abhimanyu, Jatila, Kutila. Jatila is the mother-in-law, Kutila is the sister-in-law, and all these gopis, they seem like they are trying to stop Radha and Krishna from meeting, but it is just to intensify and make the pastime more and more sweet. Their service is contrary, but they are acting like villains just to make the pastime very, very, very nice and adventurous and interesting. So those are those characters we would see in the following pastimes, and this is where Sanket is a place where Krishna's friend Subala and Radharani's Ashtasaki, the favorite Ashtasaki Lalita, try to arrange for their meeting in Sanket, and they meet after a long time. So it's a very beautiful place, which signifies a person dropping all their duties to go and meet Krishna, and that is symbolized by Radharani running towards Krishna, not fearing anyone. Then we discussed about this boat pastime, of Krishna in the Manasi Ganga. Krishna acting like a boatman, and then it is a wonderful pastime where the gopis throw everything to save the boat from getting water, and then Radharani finds out it is Krishna. That is one pastime we discussed. Then we discussed about a pastime where Krishna turns into Mother Gauri, because Abhimanyu, Radharani's husband, so-called husband, wanted to take her away from Vrindavan, and then Gauri Devi, who was Krishna acting as Gauri Devi, said, "No, Radharani has to pray for you every day, otherwise Kamsa is going to kill you." So we read that pastime, and then we heard about this pastime where Radharani and Krishna are in the forest, and Krishna turns into Durga Devi with all the multiple handed form with tongue out, and Jatila had Kutila, his Abhimanyu's sister, told that Krishna and Radharani are meeting, and then when they came, they saw actually Radharani is praying to Mother Durga, who is the deity of Abhimanyu. So Abhimanyu chastises Kutila for saying that Radharani is away from him. So we discussed that pastime, and then we talked about this. It's called Vibala Kunda. Vibala Kunda is a place where Krishna was overwhelmed seeing Radharani. Krishna was missing Radharani, and this bird, this cuckoo bird, started to, it's called Sarika, and Sarika was kind of just narrating pastimes of Radharani, and Krishna really wanted to meet Radharani, and at that time Radharani came, and Krishna was overwhelmed, so that place is called Vibala Kund. And then there is another place where Krishna and Radharani played a dice game, and as usual Krishna lost, and the wager for that was the flute, and Radharani gave her Manihara necklace to Lalita. So all that pastimes we discussed here. Alright, and that place is called Haroyana Gram. Okay, that is the last pastime we discussed last time from Kokila one, where as a cuckoo bird. Sorry, I said cuckoo bird before, but that is the Sarika bird. Alright, sorry. That is where Vipala Kund was Sarika, and this is Kokila one, where Krishna comes and tries to make a sound like a cuckoo, coo, coo, and he was trying to communicate to Radharani, "Hey Radharani, come out, I want to see you." And then Radharani comes out without Jatila seeing her, and there's a wonderful pastime for that. All right. Okay. So what else? Anybody has any doubts before we go into today's topic? Looks like Tarunji dropped off. He's not coming back. Okay. Anyway, we are recording, so it's okay. All right. So this is the pastime where the gopis cross the river Yamuna. So let's discuss about this pastime. It's a wonderful pastime where Durvasa Muni was doing some austerities across the river, and when the gopis came to know that this great rishi is coming to do his services across the river, they really wanted to go serve him with prasad, make sure he is not hungry when he is praying and doing his spiritual activities. So they wanted to go serve him, and that's the wonderful mood of devotees. They want to serve other devotees. So they didn't know how to cross the river. There were no boatmen, or Krishna wasn't waiting with a boat this time. So they asked Krishna, "Hey Krishna, how are we going to cross this Yamuna river and go over to the other side to see Durvasa Muni?" And then Krishna said, just go tell to Yamuna, if Krishna is a brahmachari, then give passage to us to go to the other side. And they were like, "Oh Krishna, you are a brahmachari, you are always spending time with girls. How can you be a brahmachari? A brahmachari is a person who is not mixing with the opposite gender and just focused on their studies and things like that. How can you call yourself a brahmachari?" So Krishna said, "Just do what I said if you really want to cross the river." So then all the gopis went and said, "If it's true that Krishna is a brahmachari, please give us way." And then the whole river split into two, and they were able to walk on the riverbed and go to the other side. And then they came to Durvasa Rishi with all the wonderful preparations they had made just for him, and they really satisfied his hunger with very, very delicious food. And then Durvasa Rishi said he blesses all the gopis so that they can serve Krishna's lotus feet very well. And they were so thankful for that blessing, because all they wanted with their life was to serve Krishna. So then they got this wonderful benediction from Durvasa Rishi, and now they had to go back. So Durvasa Rishi said, "Hey, all of you, when you go back to Yamuna, just say, if it's true that Durvasa Rishi did not eat anything, then let the water then give us way." So gopis thought, what? This is all opposite of what's happening. So anyway, they didn't want to question Durvasa Rishi, and they came to the bank and said, "Hey Yamuna, please give us way if Durvasa Rishi did not eat any of our food." And then Yamuna split again, and everybody crossed the river back to the other side, and they were so confused, and they came all the way to Krishna, and they asked Krishna, "Hey Krishna, why did the Yamuna do the opposite thing when we said something untrue?" And then Krishna said, "Oh, you are so innocent, little girls. But actually, I'm a brahmachari because I am the master of all the senses. I'm not like desiring ladies like the regular people. There are some boys or who want to be with girls, or girls. There's girls who always want to be with boys because they are interested in the opposite gender. That is not the kind of attraction Krishna has. Krishna is the super soul, and he's the master of the senses. So he's actually a brahmachari. He is not into bodily attractions. He is expressing the love for his spirit souls. So that is why Yamuna has declared that Krishna is the greatest brahmachari, even though he is in the company of the opposite gender, and gave way. And then they asked, "Then okay, we understand now, Krishna, you're all spiritual, there's no material. Then how come when Durvasa Muni ate all the wonderful preparations we had bought, and he was very satisfied, and then he told us to tell Yamuna that if Durvasa Muni didn't eat anything, let the river let you cross." And then Krishna said, "Oh, Durvasa Rishi is also very self-controlled. He is not eating to enjoy with his tongue. He was just wanting to take your service of bringing him good prasad, but he wasn't really eating to, oh, that's a wonderful jalebi, I really want to eat it." He was not attached to that food you bought. That is why when you said Durvasa Muni didn't eat anything, the river gave them way. So Krishna gave them good knowledge, and the gopi said, "Oh Krishna, we don't understand all these high concepts, but all we know is to love you with all our hearts." And Krishna said, "Okay, that's all that's needed." So that is that pastime of them crossing the river. Now we go into this wonderful pastime where Krishna shows his four-handed Narayan form to the gopis. So one day there were in the springtime, Krishna and the gopis in the night they were dancing. It's called a rasa dance, and after the dance, Krishna just ran away and hid himself. And then everybody was looking for Krishna everywhere. And then Krishna came to a little pond in Govardhan, the hill Govardhan. And there are a lot of small ponds around there. So he came to one of the solitary ponds, and he was sitting there, and he turned into his four-handed Vishnu form. And all the gopis came there and saw Vishnu, and they were all praying. And Vishnu is Krishna in the office, right? So he takes care of all the worldly affairs, how every planet is created from his breath, and then there's a Brahma that comes, and he's in charge. He's like Krishna in the office. And our Shyam Sundar Krishna is the playful flute playing person who is always out to have fun with his devotees. He's not into work like Vishnu is. So when he turned into his Vishnu form, the gopis were like, "Oh, this is the Vishnu form." And the method to pray to Vishnu is that of awe and reverence, with respect and fear, because he is a big, huge person. He is the topmost person. He's running the whole show. It's just like if you go to the President of America, you would feel like, "Oh, I have to dress up well. I have to be in my best behavior." So that's how everybody approaches Vishnu. So the gopis are all praying, and then when Krishna was in this form, and then Radharani and Vishaka and Lalita were also looking, and then they were the last three to arrive. And then when Krishna got the smell of Radharani, he couldn't keep that official form of Godhead, and he turned back into the Shyam Sundar two-handed form. And so Krishna and Vishnu are the same person, but Vishnu is like Krishna in the office, right? And Krishna is like the big president that everybody's afraid of. When he comes home with his kids, he would probably be playing with his kids. Nobody thinks of him as the president. Would be like the kids would be jumping on his head. So that is how Krishna is in Vrindavan, and that is the form that is his true form. He's just the God of love and a lot of pastimes, right? So when Radharani came, he couldn't hold on to his Vishnu form. He turned back into his Shyam Sundar form. And with this pastime, we know that Krishna and Vishnu are the same person, and realizing God in the form of Krishna, in the two-handed form, where we are not seeing all his Aishwarya, or his wealth, or his position, or his fame. We're just thinking of him as a little cowherd boy who is so playful and nice and loving, and he couldn't hide his real form, and so Krishna can never hide from Radharani. This pastime is showing, and he turned back to his Shyam Sundar form. Okay, so that is that pastime. Now this is another wonderful pastime where Krishna didn't meet Radharani for a while, and he was coming to Yavat. We discussed how Radharani is now in Yavat with her in-laws, Jatila and Kutila, and so on this day, Jatila and Radharani were in the house, and Krishna didn't see Radharani for a long time. And since Jatila was in the house, Radharani couldn't freely come out and meet Krishna. So Krishna was waiting for Radharani, and then he was roaming around Yavat in the hot sun. And Jatila saw Krishna, and she saw that he was getting really red in the hot sun, and his face was getting dry. And Jatila, Jatila is also a great devotee, though her actions seem contrary. But she saw Krishna. Oh Krishna, why are you so thirsty and hot? And then Krishna says, I'm just looking for a calf. I was milking the cows, but then this calf ran away somewhere around here, and this cow's name is Davali, and this Davali's calf is running somewhere here, and I can't find the calf, and the cow is crying, Humma, Humma. You know how the cows moo, right? They sound like that, and when they're sad. So Krishna said, that's why I'm looking around here. And Jatila very innocently said, oh Krishna, just come in and let me give you some water. And then she asked, oh Radharani, go bring some water for Krishna. And Radharani bought some water, and Krishna's mission was accomplished, to see Radharani. And Krishna was drinking the water and enjoying looking at Radharani. And then Jatila, after Krishna drank the water, Jatila said, oh, actually Krishna is a cowherd boy. Let me get some work out of him. And he said, why don't you milk my cow? Because our cowherd man who milks our cow didn't come today. So can you please help milk our cow? Okay, so Krishna said, okay, definitely. I'm a cowherd boy. Let me do this for you. And so how cows are milked? First, the calves are let to drink the milk of the cow, and then the milkman milks the cow for the people. So first, the calf was left and to go drink his share of the milk. So the calf was drinking with a lot of noise, and then Krishna asked Jatila, Mother Jatila, can you please take the calf away now, because it has drunk enough and now we have to milk for you. And then Jatila said, oh, I'm old, I can't do that. So Radharani, come and take the calf away. So in the picture you can see.
How is Jatila old?
Jatila is the mother of Abhimanyu, not Kutila. Kutila is like the sister. Okay. And this Abhimanyu is different from Arjuna's son. Okay, this is another Abhimanyu. This is a Gopa boy. Okay, so the Radharani comes and tries to take the cow away. He's holding the cow away, and then Krishna starts to milk the cow, and now the cow is having the best time, because the Supreme Lord is milking her, and she is giving all her milk without any restraint. And she while she's giving milk, Krishna is looking at Radharani, and he is not focusing on the milking part, and that's why you can see the milk is some of the milk is going into the vessel and some is falling on the ground. But the cow doesn't care. Cow just wants to be milked by Krishna, so it is giving all its milk, and Krishna is spilling the milk, but still the cow is giving a lot of milk. And in the time, Krishna is having a good time seeing his beloved Srimati Radharani. He's just watching her, as you see in the picture. And then it filled the vessel, and Krishna gave the vessel to Jatila, and Jatila was very happy. Oh, my cow never gives so much milk, but this time she gave all this milk when Krishna was milking her, and Krishna even spilled a lot of milk, but still there was enough milk for everyone. And Jatila said, oh, just reward Krishna with some milk. So Radharani again got some milk for Krishna, and so there was this wonderful pastime that Krishna and Radharani could spend with each other. And then after drinking the milk, Krishna returned back to Nandagaon. Okay, we'll do one more pastime and then we'll go to the Kahoot quiz. Right. There are two pastime, but the next pastime we will. Oh, actually, there are two pastimes. All right. Um, so this is the pastime where how Manasi Ganga was formed. So all the Vrajabasis, they wanted to swim in the Ganges river because it purifies them, and they were going to go all the way to the Ganga river. And then Krishna said, "No, you don't have to go. All the holy rivers are in Vrindavan to serve all of you." So while Krishna was thinking about the Ganga, Mother Ganga appeared in her vehicle. Her vehicle is the crocodile. So she came on the crocodile and said, "Oh Krishna, I'm always at your service." And she filled this pond, and that pond is known as Manasi Ganga. Man means mind, right? So since this pond was born from the mind of Krishna, it's called Manasi Ganga. So that's just a history about Manasi Ganga, and at that time it is really big and deep, but right now it is like this. What you see in the left picture, we already discussed a pastime, a boat pastime. So then there is this pastime also, where all the gopis, they were asked to go to Govinda Kund, where all the Brahmins were doing this fire sacrifice. And what they were told was, if they go and give their havan or their offerings to the fire, their husbands will be healthy and live a long life. So their mother-in-laws were all sending them to this Govinda Kund, and for that they had to cross this river. Now who's the boatman waiting for them? It is Krishna. So the gopis came, and the gopi said, "Oh Krishna, you have such an old boat. We remember the last time we had trouble. So why do you have this old boat?" So Krishna said, "Oh, I need a taruni to make a better tarani." So what that means is, the boat is called tarani in Sanskrit, and taruni means a young girl. So he's referring to Radharani. So I need a taruni to he explains that. So they said, how is a taruni and a tarani related? Taruni means a young girl. What you need is a boat. And so Krishna just explained with his philosophy that if you have Radharani in your life, then you can cross this ocean of material life and go back home, back to Godhead. And once you do that, this boat is nothing. You can get a new boat. So they were all laughing at Krishna's theory, and then they all got into the boat, and then Vayudev came and made some big waves, and all their clothes were flying, and they were getting scared, and their milk and their offerings for the fire sacrifice were starting to all go overboard. So they were praying to Krishna, "Oh Krishna, what would happen? We were supposed to go to this fire sacrifice, and now we are getting into a storm, and you are the savior of the whole world. How is this happening with you here?" And Krishna said, "Oh, you have the right understanding. When I'm there, you're all safe." And actually you see a little island there, Yogamaya, Krishna's internal energy, created a whole island where they could rest and have good pastimes. And then they went to the fire sacrifice, and time stood still because Krishna is the controller of time. So they weren't late for the fire sacrifice, and they were able to take all their milk offerings to the fire. Okay, so this is the last pastime we'll discuss, and then we'll go to the Kahoot quiz. This is where a very, very important place in Vrindavan was formed, and it is called Prema Sarovar. It is like the liquid love of Krishna and Radha, it's called, because it is made from the tears of Radha and Krishna. And let me tell you the pastime. So Krishna and Radha Rani were sitting and talking to each other, and all the gopas and gopis were watching them like Jataka birds. The gopas and gopis are compared to Jataka birds because they are the birds that drink only when it rains. So you see the top picture, they don't drink from any pond, they drink directly from the source. Only when the clouds starts pouring, they open their mouth and drink. So when it rains, they try to drink a lot of water because they can't drink from any place else. So the gopas and gopis, when they see Krishna, that's all they want. They're so happy. They're just drinking the bliss of Radha and Krishna being together with their eyes. So while that was happening, a bee came and sat on Radharani's ears, and Radharani was scared of the bee. And then Krishna said, "Oh, don't worry about Madhukara." Madhukara is another way to say the insect that drinks madhu is honey. Don't worry about Madhukara. Let the Madhukara drink honey as if you are a flower. And then, but Subala, who was watching, sorry, not Subala, Madhumangala, who was another Madhumangala, who was watching Radha and Krishna like a Jataka bird, he suddenly saw the bee disturbing Radharani, and he was very mad at the bee. He ran and chased the bee away. And then he came back and said, Madhusudana is gone from here. Now he was referring to Madhusudana as the bee. But Madhusudana is another name for Krishna, right? And as soon as Radharani heard Madhusudana has gone away, even though Krishna is right beside her, just those words made her so sad that Krishna is left. Oh Krishna, how have you left me alone here? And she started to cry. And Krishna, seeing how attached and loving she is to him, he started to cry also. And seeing Radha and Krishna cry, all the gopas and gopis started to cry, and they all fell unconscious. And the tears became this Prema Sarovar. And then they were woken up by the parrots. So Radha and Krishna have parrots, and both of them started to call out Krishna and Radha's name. Oh Krishna, Radha, 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 Krishna, Krishna. And then everybody woke up, and Radharani heard Krishna's name and she woke up. Krishna heard Radharani's name and he woke up, and that's how everybody came back to their senses. So there ends the pastime, and next week we'll discuss about another wonderful pastime of Radharani dressing up as a Gopa boy, and we'll discuss that next class. So are there any questions on the stories we discussed today? Oh, Ayana wants to get the phone. I don't know. I don't know where the phone. Hey Siri. Oh. Can you go look for it there or something?
Yes.
So anybody has any questions? No? Then we'll start the Kahoot. We only have 4 players today. And the game pin is 220476. Okay, Ashmita Ji is in. Ashmita Ji was the first to join, and then she also is the first to join Kahoot. Somebody is having a wonderful chocolate birthday cake, a rose, and some festive.
That's me.
Oh, that's Sonakshi Ji. And there's Hello Radha. I know who that is. That is Tarun Ji, right?
No, I am that.
You are?
I am
Okay. You joining? What?
Wait.
We need 4 players to start.
Oh.
Tarunji, are you not joining? You're breaking up, Tarunji. Sorry, I can't understand what you're saying. That's why
I am joining, Prabhuji.
Okay. So Ayana is hello Radha.
Yes.
And she's trying to act that she's trying to join. That made me all confused. Tarunji voice was muffled and Ayana was trying to.
Oh, Ashmita left.
Oh.
Wait.
Okay. Tarunji,
Idea.
are you able to split your screen and do one screen as Kahoot and one screen as Zoom?
Yes.
Okay, Prem Sarovar has joined. Now, Ashmita ji, you dropped off. Are you busy? Can we start, or do you want some time? Oh, okay,
And
she has joined.
Yay.
All right, we can start. Okay, what is the first question? How did Krishna tell the gopis to cross the Yamuna to serve Durvasa Muni? Take a bridge, get a boat, tell Yamuna that Krishna is a brahmachari, tell Yamuna that Durvasa is a great devotee. Yeah, yes. Tell Krishna is a brahmachari. Very good. Next question. What did the gopis do to cross Yamuna after serving Durvasa Muni? Tell Yamuna Durvasa Muni has not eaten anything. Build a bridge, swim across. Tell Yamuna Durvasa Muni ate all the prasad they got for him. Yes, did not eat anything because he wasn't enjoying eating to enjoy, so he was just usually eating is like taking, but Durvasa Muni was giving good blessings to the gopis. Okay. Okay. Why did Krishna turn from his four-handed Narayana form back to his original two-handed Shyamsundar form? Bewildered gopis go to Vaikuntha and come back, wanted to sleep on Ananta and then wake up, could not hide his original form from Radha Rani. Yes, very good. All of you got it right. That means I get 1 point. Okay. So Krishna cannot hide his real self from Radharani. Though he looks like a big suit and coat office man as Vishnu, he cannot.
Suit and coat.
Yeah, four-handed. All right. Ashmita ji is on fire. Very good. All right. What was the reason Krishna gave Jatila for roaming around near her home in Yavat? Finding lost calf of cow Davali. Wanted to meet Radharani. Wanted to visit Abhimanyu. Wanted to meet Jatila. All of you answered so fast. I couldn't even read the question. Very good. All of you. So I get 2 points now. Very good. All of you got it right. Good job. Alright. Why did Jatila let Krishna come into her house? Wanted Krishna to meet Radharani. Krishna looked red and dry from the heat of the sun. Jatila wanted to spend time with Krishna. Jatila was hiding. Okay, all of you got that right again. Very nice. I get 3 points. Okay. Why was Krishna spilling milk while he was milking Jatila's cow? He was inattentive in milking the cow. Cow was giving all her milk, holding nothing back. Krishna was focusing on Srimati Radharani. All of the above. All of the above. Yeah, slightly tricky question. All of you are right, but all of this is true. Okay. Okay, what was the pond formed from Krishna's mind? Prem Sarovar, Radha Kund, Shyam Kund, Manasi Ganga. Yes, Manasi Ganga. Man. Always remember Man when you think about mind. So Krishna's mind is Manasi Ganga. Okay. And Krishna thought about Ganga. Ganga formed in Vrindavan. Okay. Where were the Brahmanas performing the fire sacrifice when young gopis were asked to make offerings? Govinda Kund, Shyam Kund, Manasi Ganga, Yamuna River. So this is slightly tricky question, only if you were listening very closely, and I might even get confused if you ask me next week, but the Brahmanas were on the banks of Govinda Kund. There are a lot of little ponds in Vrindavan, and this was in Govinda Kund. Very good. All four of you are on the board. Very nice. Who was the boatman who wanted to help the gopis cross Manasi Ganga? Nanda Maharaj, Balram, Krishna, Abhimanyu. Okay, it was Krishna, not Nanda Maharaj. Okay. Who created an island in the middle of Manasi Ganga for Krishna and gopis to stop and enjoy sweet pastimes? Balram, Radharani, Lalita, Yogamaya. Okay, it is Yogamaya. It's Krishna's internal energy in the form of Yogamaya. She created an island so that they could stop for some time before they went for the fire sacrifice. Okay. Why was the gopis and gopas watching Radha Krishna compared to thirsty Chataka birds? Chataka birds drink water only when it rains. Gopis and gopas are thirsty for milk. Gopis and gopas are playful like a bird. Okay, all of you got that right. One of you didn't answer. Yeah, so this is the bird we said only drinks when there is rain, and the rain is compared to Radha and Krishna. And all the gopis and gopas are like that bird looking at and watching Radharani and Krishna. Okay, what was the pond formed from the tears of Radharani and Krishna called? Radha Kund, Narada Kund, Shyam Kund, Prem Sarovar. Yes, Prem Sarovar. Okay, what did Madhumangal say to make Radharani cry at Prem Sarovar? Kamsa is coming to Vrindavan. Jatla was coming to chastise Radharani. Madhusudana has gone from here. Abhimanyu was coming to take Radharani away. Yes, Madhusudana has gone from here. That made Radharani think, oh, Krishna went away. Okay, how did everyone at Prem Sarovar come back to the consciousness after being unconscious seeing Radha and Krishna cry? Rain falling on them, water splashed them from Prem Sarovar. Parrots started calling out Radha and Krishna's name, sound of thunder. Yeah, the parrots, Krishna and Radharani's parrot, they started uttering the names. Okay, so let's see who's in third place. That is Sonakshi ji. Then Prem Sarovar. And first place goes to Hello Radha. Congratulations to everyone who played. All four of you are winners. And today is a very auspicious day of Bhadra Purnima. It's a full moon day. If any of you wants Bhagavatam or wants to gift Bhagavatam, tell me right now. I will arrange for that. Srimad Bhagavatam, if you give or receive today, you are getting your ticket going back to Krishna and Radharani. Okay, or you can, if you have other means to get it or gift it, please do that, because today is very auspicious. And if you can't do that. You can ask your parents to buy a Bhagavatam set if you don't have, and if they're not agreeing, just read some Bhagavatam today. All these wonderful pastimes are in the Srimad Bhagavatam about Krishna's birth, his pastimes, and all his incarnations. It's a wonderful literature given to us by Vyasadeva, who is Krishna's literary incarnation. So that's all. Pray to Srimad Bhagavatam today. Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai.
Bhadra Purnima Maha Mahotsav ki jai.
Jai.
Gaur Premanandi.
Hari
Hari
Bol.
Hari Bol. All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarupascha kripa sindhupyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you all for joining. We can meet again next week. Oh, probably next week we won't have class. I'm sorry.
What?
There is a program we have to go to. So at the same time, I apologize. So have a great 2 weeks. We'll meet in 2 weeks. Dandot Pranam, Hare Krishna, with more wonderful stories of Srimati Radharani. And the first story will be Radharani dressing up as a Gopa boy. Alright? Hare Krishna. Hari Bol. I'm closing the call. Have a good
We are